Hey, what's going on? Eli Skinner here with Simplify Real Estate. Exciting Z training going on. This is to get Z certified so you can be on the Z team. Wanted to also just let you know where we've been, where we're headed to, which is that this is the track to get house leads at Simplify Real Estate. You've got to know how to convert. I can't be handing leads out with a company, I guess. Can't be handing leads out to people that don't know how to get the job done, okay? So you've got to get the job done. You got to do it the way we tell you. We're going to be tracking your success rates. And if your success rates stink, you're not going to get any more leads, okay? So that's not a threat. That just makes sense, right? If I'm spending literally, like tens of thousands of dollars on leads every year, and it eventually will be hundreds of thousands of dollars on leads every year. That has to return. I mean, if I spend $100,000 a year in leads, that means you're keeping half of everything that comes through and closes. That means we've got to close like $300,000 to $400,000 of gross commissions before this makes business sense. Okay, so this is a win for everyone. I'm putting a ton of money on the line. You're putting a ton of effort on the line, and we split it, and it makes all the sense in the world. So this is how you get on that team, the Z team, where you can receive leads from the company. Okay. So we've talked about the welcome. I said, hey, this is what we're doing. We've talked about the initial phone call and how that goal, 100% period, every single time. I mean, obviously there's going to be examples where that's not that, but pretty much every single time the goal is to get them to a buyer consultation that then is right before a showing. Okay, and then we had a long 30-something minute video about that buyer consultation. That is huge. Then you go show the house. That part's easy. Y'all know how to do that. If you're not a seasoned agent, you're not even in this. So anyway, that's not something we're going to go over. But that buyer consultation, the most important piece is that they feel loved, they feel taken care of, they feel like you know what you're doing. You get all your buyer's exclusive and office policy signed. Man, you get them on the road to pre-approval, or you found out they are pre-approved, and you're saying, hey, great, get me that letter as soon as you can, and all that. So this video is not going to be as long, I don't think. I kind of always wing these. I just kind of have a general idea what I'm talking about. So this video is about follow-up, okay? It's about follow-up. What are you going to do after that showing? Well, you're going to text them, email them, call them, video text, whatever. Lots of great ways to keep their attention. Don't just text. Don't just email. Don't just call. Send video text. Hey, what's up? This is Eli Skinner with Simplify Real Estate again. It was so great to show you that house today. I loved it. Hey, just wanted to remind you, don't forget to send me that pre-approval letter. See ya. So it's like that. High energy, excitement, saying, I'm here to help. I know what I'm doing. I'm crazy confident. If you don't pick me, you're an idiot, okay? That's the reality of how this should work. So what you're going to be doing is follow-up, though, at the end of this. So we're going to teach you how to follow up from a system and technology standpoint, as far as keeping track in Zillow or inside of a different CRM or whatever, and how to do that, and how to report back to the office what's going on. Hey, we just had our buyer's appointment. Hey, we just showed a house. Hey, they're pre-approved. Hey, they're closed. We're going to track all that so that we know where you're failing and where you're winning. And if you're killing it at one aspect of it, you may be asked to actually train and be compensated for your time some other agents in that area if I need it. Or maybe you'll just help us out and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. You ought to tell everybody else because it really works, right? Whatever it is. But your follow-up at the end of this is crucial. The thought that you're going to sell them that house or that they're going to call you back to look at another house is wrong. 100% wrong. They are not. Now, of course they might. But for this purposes of this video, they're not going to call you back. And in the car sales business, they always said, oh, we'll be back after dinner. The be back bus never comes back. The be back bus never comes back. Heck, if they tell you, hey, in the car business, we did it, no lie, did this. Hey, we're going to go grab a sandwich and we'll be back. Oh, great. Actually, we'll go grab it for you. We'll even pay for it. Where you headed? Well, we were just going to run up to McDonald's. But no, it's okay, man. We're just going to go get it and we'll be back. I know they're not going to be back. Okay, they're not going to be back. They're just going to go, oh, we'll do it tomorrow. Or, hey, we just wanted to get out of that guy. So we go, hey, great. What are you looking for? 2 cheeseburger meal. What do you want? I'll go get it. Hey, Bob, go get it. And we sent it. Literally, we'd show up with sandwiches. Like, you don't have any reason to leave now, right? Don't let them give you the be back. We'll call you tomorrow. No, they're not going to call you tomorrow. So you call them tonight. Okay? Always cut it in half. I'll follow up with you next week. Follow up with them like 3 days later. Okay? But you're following up with them. You are following the 5 steps. You're not following up with them on, hey, have you seen anything? Because you haven't put their search live. They may be looking on the internet, but you haven't put their search live until they're pre-approved. Right? I mean, like we just got done telling them, focus on the rock you're supposed to focus on, or else you end up in the creek. Not dead, but wet, no fun. Emotional problems. Like you get all whopper jawed, it gets crazy. So we're going to focus on what we're focusing on. So right now, they're not pre-approved, let's say. So we're following up. Hey, what's going on, guys? Just wanted to check in on that pre-approval, see how things were going. It's fun to buy money, but we can't get them for free. So love to see something come through on that helps us know where we're at, what we should be going for. Because not only do we need to know what size of house we need to be looking for, what price tags we're going for, but we need to know how much closing costs we should be asking for, what your down payment's going to be, all of that stuff, so we make sure we don't run you out of money where you get to the very end and you can't buy the house. All in the pre-approval, right? That all happens in the pre-approval. Oh, it's something I want to tell you. In this pre-approval conversation, whether it's in buyer consultation or whether it's now, you're telling them there are 2 numbers you need to find out from your lender. 1, what is my maximum pre-approval? What is it? Ballpark idea. Obviously, it's going to change based on taxes and insurance and stuff. But generally speaking, what's my number? What's my top level pre-approval? I need to know that number because the second number is adjustable based on how much you love homes, a pay raise you might get in the middle of this, something you may do, some money you might get. Second number, what do you want to buy? What do you want to spend, right? So you've worked with your lender. I need to know that you've worked with your lender. You've given them, hey, this is what fits our budget, okay? And you've worked with them and you've determined, okay, great. If you want to spend $1,250 a month, what does that look like in a house price, okay? You need those 2 numbers. What can I approve for? What do I want to get approved for? And then what that does is lets us that up just a little bit if we need to win a house, okay? So those 2 numbers are what we're getting. And you can tell them the reason for the pre-approval is not just so that I'm not wasting my time. It's that even if we found a house, you can't make an offer. And even if you could make an offer, we don't know what the offer should look like because I don't know if you've got closing cost assistance coming from your lender. I don't know if you need me to ask for $5,000 closing costs from the seller. I don't know if you've got down payment assistance coming from the government. I don't know any of that. I don't know what your interest rate is, and I have to be able to write that on the contract. I mean, there's so many things that this pre-approval is going to do for us, and you can give them a list. Go look at the contract. Show them the contract, like literally right here in the contract. I have to write in, if the interest rate goes above this, we're out. And to get that, you're going to have talk to a lender and know about what interest rate you're getting, and we didn't just put that interest rate or maybe one just a little higher. How long? Are you doing 30 years, 20 years, 10 years? What are you doing? I got to know that. How many points are you buying? I got to know that. Like, this is all part of the pre-approval process. So you can educate them on why the pre-approval is important. It'll help them. Again, sell the why. Don't just try and berate them into getting one. Sell them the why. I can't show houses in good conscience because we don't know what you can do. Well, that's fine. But why else? And you go through all these reasons we've just talked about. This is all part of the follow-up. So you're following up on the rock they're on the stone for crossing the creek of home ownership. Whatever rock they're on is what you're following up on. So if they haven't been pre-approved, haven't shown it to you, then, or you haven't, get the name of the lender and call them. I mean, whatever it needs to do to make you confident they got a pre-approval. Because I called a lender not long ago on a guy, and I knew it was pre-approved. I'd seen a letter. But we were going to make an offer, and I was like, I'm going to call the lender because I've never worked with this lender before. I want to hear some things. I've never worked with this client before. Called him, and he goes, man, we've been under contract like 3 times. So I actually, the other agents were working with him too, and I ended up getting him. But I ended up calling him, and he said, we've done 3 appraisals on 3 houses. Then they fall through an inspection. I can't do another appraisal until we until we get through the inspection period. I said, "Ooh, that's good to know," because now we got to write in the contract that we're going to order the appraisal as soon as the inspection period's over, because otherwise I have to order it immediately. So anyway, that's another reason we get information from your lender so we can write good offers. Got it? That's it. We're trying to help you because we have all this information we don't know until we talk to your lender. Whatever stone they're on, that's your follow-up. Most of the time, your biggest follow-up is going to be right here at the beginning, and you're making sure that they're getting their pre-approvals done. If they're not getting it done, you're following up with two people right now. You're now following up with them. You're following up with the lender. So if we've said, hey, it's Austin Smith at I almost said his oldest company, Austin Smith at Fairway, great. You're calling Austin, or maybe it's one of his team members, whatever. Calling them, you're calling your client, calling them, calling your client, calling them, calling your client, making sure that this is happening. And Austin's gonna, or whoever your lender is gonna say, yeah, they started their app, but they never finished it. Perfect. Hey, I wanted to see if you had any questions on that application for your pre-approval. And just checking in on how that's going. They're going to say, oh, we haven't finished yet. And you can answer some questions. But you're staying with them, okay? You're asking relevant questions, too, at that point. So whatever stone they're on, most times it's going to be pre-approval. You're following up with them, following up with their lender, trying to get this thing moving, pushing it forward. Okay. Second piece is, like I said, whatever they're on is what you're doing. So maybe they've gotten pre-approved. Now you're trying to find a house. This is where you're following up with them. You're sending them. You finally turned on their search, and you're sending them their emails. Now here's one of the things I tell my clients: if you're finding homes on Zillow or on Realtor.com or on FC Tucker or whatever that are not in your search, they're not coming through my emails. It's because the search criteria you gave me is not your true search criteria. And you didn't do it on purpose, and it's not a problem for me. I'm trying to make your life easy here. And if I can get your true search criteria, then we can make sure that you're not having to scour the internet all the time looking for homes, because you can trust beyond a shadow of a doubt every home that fits the search criteria we've put in the computer is going to come directly to your email. And I can have it come immediately. I can have it come every morning. I can have it come Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. I can have it come Sunday afternoons only. I can have it come once a week, whatever it is. Once a month. I don't know if I can do once a month. But anyway. So you let them know that. Because if they're sending you Zillow links, I get it. Zillow's way prettier than Matrix. But if they're sending you Zillow links and say, hey, did you see that on my email? Did you find it on your own on Zillow? Oh, I found it on my own on Zillow. Okay. And you look at it and you're like, that's outside their search circle that we've drawn, or that's above the price tag we put, or that's got 3 bedrooms. You guys told me 4. Ask them about those things. Hey, that house did not fit our search criteria. What adjustments can I make? I know I need to add 3-bedroom in now, but it's also outside of the area you wanted. That one's in Perry schools, and you wanted Franklin Township schools or whatever that is over there. And they go, yeah, we would be okay with Perry. Great. Boom. Search criteria changed. Open it up. Make it happen. Get them off the internet. Save them some time. Show them how you're working for them. That's the follow-up for the second stone of crossing the creek of home ownership. Is you're following up on their search criteria, making sure that they know that you're here to make sure that they don't have to scour the internet constantly. Save them time. Save them money. It's all going to show up right in their email. Okay? If they're wanting to search crazy numbers way above their price range, try to talk them out of that. You'll do it, but I'm not sure I would, to be honest. I'd say, well, you guys can search for that. That's the sort of thing you can search the internet for, because I know that's just kind of fun goofing off. But we can't be looking at houses that are $50,000, $20,000 out of your price range in this market, because sometimes, here's a good line for you. It's, when I say I'm going to help you get the best deal possible, maybe back at the buyer's consultation, sometimes remember, there are times when a deal means I'm going to get it cheap, right? We're going to get it $10,000 off asking. There are other times that getting a deal means I'm getting the house at all. Just the fact that you're the one buying it and not the 8 other people that offered is the deal. So you can't go into these hot markets thinking, oh, I'm going to go get 10% knocked off the price and get a deal. Okay, so that's why we don't search for crazy numbers. We'll put in 5,000 over, maybe 10,000 over if you're at $200,000 or higher. But we're not going to search for crazy stuff just to see what's out there and see if we can get a deal, because that just leads to, again, emotional whiplash, emotional issues. And I know you don't believe me until you experience it, but please try to believe me, that sort of thing. Step 3 is winning the bid. Once you're at winning the bid, you've pretty much got them locked in as clients. Obviously, they've already signed the buyer's exclusive, but you've got them locked in. There's not a ton of follow-up there. Now you're just keeping them updated on the way things are progressing, okay? And you know how to do that. If you don't, then you haven't watched the videos and you haven't been using the email templates that are available to you. But this is the easy part now. You're at the home run stretch. You just keeping track of the deal. You see my deal board behind me. Keeping track of where you're at, who they are, all that stuff. And you're sending them emails at the right checkpoints to say, hey, good, here's what's happened. Here's what's going to happen. Here's what we need you to do. Okay? So that's the follow-up, but just keep hitting them. If you don't keep hitting them, you're not going to keep them. They're going to leave. They're not, maybe they didn't sign the buyer's exclusive at the thing. I don't know why, but maybe they didn't. Find out why. If they don't want to get pre-approved, find out why. Because if they don't want to get pre-approved, there's a good reason for it. Most of the time, there's a good reason, at least in their mind, right? Because we don't have that great of credit. We don't want another hit on our credit. Overcome those objections. You don't want another hit on your credit. Listen, it's a soft pull. We're not going to do it 100 times. You're not going to go to 400 lenders and do this. This is just, we've got to find out truly what your credit score is, what loans are out there. It's called debt to income ratios. We've got to do it. If we don't do it, you cannot buy a house, period. You can't do it. So, or if they don't want to sign the buyer's exclusive agency, ask them why. Well, we don't be locked into paying you 3% if the sellers don't pay it. Well, we talked about that. We're just going to negotiate that into the deal. Well, what if we can't negotiate it into the deal? Well, then, we will work through that together. But then you can come up with a response like, well, here's what I'd say. If we can't work it into the deal, then I'll cut it in half. And I'll write that right in the contract. Because I'm so confident they're going to pay it, that I'm willing to cut it in half if they want. You just sit there and look at them. First one to speak loses. Okay? So lots of ways to overcome those objections. You gotta get creative. But again, we're selling the benefits. Why else? Because until you sign this agreement, I'm not working for you. I can't work for you because I can't counsel you in legal things related to real estate without an agency relationship. You can't help them with I can't write a contract. I can't because here's the deal. We're not in an agency relationship, which means if we start talking about legal real estate things, I am now acting like an attorney. If we have a real estate agency relationship, then I can help you do real estate. I can never help you do legal, but I can always help you do real estate. But some of those documents, I can help you with those. And I'd love to help you with those. And I can help you with pre-approvals. I can help you with, and I help you with. It's all confidential. It's all that stuff. But we have to be in a relationship that says that that's what's happening and that it's legal for us to do. That makes sense? Again, you're selling the benefits, selling the why. You got to have a bigger why than the why not. So that's follow-up for you. I don't think there's a ton else to say, but we will show you the technical side of what that follow-up looks like, and you have to do it. Whether it's you'll have to keep your Zillow. If it's Zillow, you'll have to keep it up to date. You'll have to keep the office up to date. Where we're at, there will be checkpoints. Hey, I had a buyer's consultation with this client. Hey, I did this with this client. Hey, we're looking at houses with this client. Hey, we have an offer we're pending with this client. Hey, closings with this client. Those are house deals, so you have to tell us, and you have to obviously keep track for yourself, but there'll be ways to do that. We'll show you how to do that. But for now, that's follow-up. Make sure you're doing it, or else you're not going to get clients, and you're going to be not successful, and then you get booted from the Z team, and it's just no fun for anybody, okay? All right, I'll talk to you guys later. See you later.